Hello everybody, it's Abelle time and welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year. Today's video is one of my favorite videos to watch and to make. And I've started making these at the beginning of every year just to be able to kind of compare and contrast which journals I've used up over the year and which journals I brought in and honestly which journals I haven't used. There are definitely a few journals in here that I haven't used but I've had for years, but I still have the intention of using when the time is right. So you can actually see them. I'll lift up my lid. I actually use American Girl boxes to hold my journals. These are all of my blank journals. I counted the other day, I think I have 38 books, though not all of them are like necessarily journals. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna start with the largest one. That's basically what I always do. And I'm gonna move my box out of the way so I have more space to show you. My first and largest journal is this Speak Now journal. This is from the Taylor Swift merchandise website. I got this a couple years ago for my birthday and it was on my list, but I didn't pay attention to the details. I thought this was like a normal size journal, but it's huge. Like I said, the biggest one I have has beautiful gilded edges. It just has this like, Speak Now era picture doodled, and then there's also the track list from the album. And then the pages are just lined. They have a date line up here and then it says Taylor Swift at the bottom. They're kind of a textured, like it's not cream, almost like coffee. Not quite that dark, but I don't know when I'll use this. It's really big already and it's really thick. With my normal writing journals, I like to put ephemera in it. And I think that number one, this would take me really, really long. And then number two, it would probably become like huge because it would take me so long and I put ephemera in it. So I think I'll use this more for like a prayer journal or like a special occasion journal at some point. Yeah, so that's journal number one. I think you can see my knees now, but this is a more comfortable way to sit. So next up is just this calligraphic notebook, just college ruled. Unless I designate it otherwise, all of these journals are secondhand, whether they be from Goodwill or a random thrift store or McKay's used books. This one, I don't even remember where I got it at, but it's just a plain notebook. I use these at my job just as like idea notebooks, so this will probably be my next one. This next one I've had for a few years. This is a little binder by Mara Me, and it came with a pink like insert from Green Room, and then there's like clear sleeves back here. I got these when 6-ring binders were more popular because I wanted to test that out, but I haven't really drawn toward this. I've honestly thought more about getting rid of the insert and then just using it as like a document folder. So I'm not really using it actively now. I just kind of have it in my collection, but we'll see if I do anything new with this year. This is another journal that I've had for several years and I got it at a thrift store. It looks like it is a Daiso notebook and I really love it. Very, very cutesy, lots of different like designs on the inside, little sections with different colored lines. The only problem is it's just a bit larger and it's very flimsy. I really like being able to like carry my journal around and write in it. And if I'm like somewhere that doesn't have a flat surface, this one's gonna be hard to write in. So I haven't really decided how I'm gonna use this, but I do want to use it. I think it's adorable. I really love it. And yeah, so again, I'm not sure how I'm gonna use this yet, but I definitely want to at some point. The next notebook I have is just this composition notebook. I have it covered in a book cover right now just to make it a little bit cuter. Again, this one probably came from Goodwill. And I used to, when I actually first got into journaling, I used pretty much just composition notebooks until I was able to get other kinds of journals, but I'm sure I will kind of circle back around to these at some point. I might actually put a different cover on this. I had this idea of like Mod Podging like dried pressed leaves onto here. I think that'd be a really beautiful idea, but for now I just have this book cover on it. The next book I have is just this plain black spiral notebook, and it has kind of cream blank pages. I don't think there's a brand on this. I'm planning to use this as my next art journal. I just feel like it'd be a good little notebook to doodle in or do whatever I want to do in it. The next notebook is a giant ring bound notebook. It is by Brother Sister Design Studios, and it has this really cute like walk by faith not by sight Bible verse, and then these little just lines. I don't know why, I just think that's super, super cute. It's a lined notebook. Like I said, it's pretty big and it has an elastic closure. I'll use this as a prayer journal eventually. I don't know if this year will be the year or not. Oh, there's also a little notebook in the back. I did not realize that. Very exciting. But yeah, I really love this. I know it would definitely take me a while, so I feel like it would be good for a time in my life where like things are very sturdy. So I don't know, I'm still kind of young and a lot of things are up in the air, so I'm not sure that I'm quite ready for this, but I've been working my way towards it, I feel like, the past few years. So I am excited for when it's time to use this one. This next journal is by Graphic or Graphique, I don't know how you say that. Pink polka dots on the back and Snoopy and Woodstock on the front. These almost look like stickers. I mean, maybe they are, but they're definitely part of the notebook. It has Woodstock on every corner. It has navy lined pages. And this is also on the larger side. So I'm not sure when I'm gonna use this. It would take me a little bit to get through, but it's super, super cute. And I do look forward to the time that I'm gonna use this. Though I do fear it's going to like, because there's already so many pages in it. Yeah, I think this will be a super fun notebook to use. This next one I absolutely love and I've had for a few years. I think this summer might finally be the time to use it. $159 is how much I got it for. Another small spiral notebook. This one has a couple of folder like pockets in the back, and then it just has light gray lines, and then this blue is my favorite color. Cats are my favorite animals, and there's just a rainbow stack of cats on the front of this. So I just think this is absolutely adorable. I love it so much. Thinking I might use this summer. Not entirely sure, but just thinking about it. The next notebook I've had for a few years now. Honestly, a little bit surprised I haven't used this yet. I've definitely thought about it several times. I think this would be a really good like spring journal just based on these colors and the flowers. There's also pink lines on the inside, a little pink flowery vine at the bottom, and it says notes at the top. I really don't mind like little page embellishments like that. They're easy to cover up if I want to, or they just add visual interest if I don't. It looks like this used to have a pocket in the back that's no longer there, but that's what you get for getting things secondhand. But you definitely get them at a much cheaper price, and then you also keep them from going to the landfill. So I really don't mind at all. The poor elastic seems to be getting a little bit worn out. So maybe I should go ahead and use this year so this doesn't lose its shelf life. But yep, that is this one. This next one I got from a coworker. I'm not sure exactly where it's from. I guess just a dollar store. It says Sunshine on My Mind. It's kind of like, I don't know, like a pleather. And I feel like this used to be, I got this a year ago for Christmas. I feel like this used to be a brighter yellow and it's become a little bit more like goldy orange. I kind of am tempted to like color in the sunshine, like the embossed, I don't think embossed, it's like lower, engraved, I guess. And then this one has like a bright yellow inside cover and yellow lines on it. Lily McGee, 120 line pages. I think this one could also be fun for summer. If I don't color this in, maybe like add a couple of extra stickers just to give it a bit more dimension. But yeah, I think this one is really nice. I think it's very fun. A nice little notebook. This next one is a sunflower spiral notebook. I think this one is really, really pretty. I almost used it this past fall as my prayer journal, but I ended up using something else. This one's nice and thick. Looks like it's a completely full notebook. The previous owner did put in this little sunflower watering can sticker, but I don't mind it at all. It really matches the front. The only problem I'm gonna have to try and fix is this bottom spiral here. It's like a little bit off, so I can't super easily like turn the cover around, and I really like to be able to like fully turn the cover around for spiral notebooks. So I did it that time, but I think it might be worth trying to like get my pliers out to fix that. I think this one would be really good, again, either summer or like fall journal. That's when sunflowers are kind of a popular flower. I think this one could be a regular journal or it could be a prayer journal. I almost used it as a prayer journal, so really I could be down for anything in this one. This next journal I've had for a few years as well, and it will be a fall journal eventually. It just hasn't, like the timing hasn't happened for it to be used yet. This is Thomas Kincaid or Kincaid, I don't know how to say his name, but it's a journal with like an artist design on it, and it's Create a Journal. So it has like pockets with little spots to put labels. The pages I wish were a bit more neutral. It's fall, like fall colors, right? But the page is like a blue, like a light blue, and then it has a little house on it. from the cover. So I don't mind it too much that I wouldn't use it, though it feels a little like off, you know? But there's more folders throughout it. And I kind of thought that there was a page of like stickers that you can like label each, yeah, you can label each of these little pockets with something. So I just thought this would be a really pretty fall notebook. When I got it, the elastic was super loose already, so I did tie it in a little knot, though it's still kind of loose, so I might need to retie it. But yeah, so that is some fall journal at some point. Now we're kind of moving away from the spiral notebooks into like the stitch bound notebooks. This one I actually have two of. These are journal books. They are aqua, and these were both from some event that they were custom made, and then whoever received them didn't want them. So I found these secondhand. One of them McKay's, I think another one was just a Goodwill. I don't exactly remember, but they each have an elastic and a ribbon, and then they're kind of yellow lined pages, and then there's a folder in the back. I really, really like these a lot. They're kind of a soft cover, but I think I'd still be able to write on the go. And yeah, I just think these are super, super pretty. Thinking about using one of these pretty soon, because like I said, just love the color. This would be a nice one to cover with stickers, but you still get that nice pop of aqua from behind. So very excited for these. The next one I have, I believe I got at McKay's. It's kind of a hardcover book. It looks like the brand is Curzon, and it's kind of yellow on the inside. It's got a space at the top and then lines. My only concern with this one is just having to kind of like force the pages down. And then also it's a book, so I don't know how well it will expand when I, you know, put stuff in there. So I could use it as a prayer journal if I don't think it will expand very well. It kind of looks like it has tulips on it. I don't know if it's like super shiny to you as well, but for me, I'm getting the reflection of the ceiling lights in this. But I think it's really pretty. I'm excited for whenever it's time to use this one. I think it could be a good spring because of the flowers, or even in the summer as well. The next journal I have is a very similar, basically like bound like a book notebook. This one also has art on it, and this one is Museum Notes, National Gallery of Art in Washington. This is a Claude Monet painting. It has 160 pages, recycled acid-free paper, lined blank book is what all the label has to say. This one, $2 at McKay's. These are much more white pages, and then there's a little decal in the corners. I don't mind that at all. I really like this one. Basically just the same, I guess, concerns of just like, I might have to like force the pages down. I just need a break in the spine. Like I think that would be fine. And then I guess we'll see how it would expand. So this one could also be either like a regular journal or a prayer journal. I think it's super, super beautiful. Makes me think of spring and summer because they're, you know, standing in a field with like the blue sky and a, you know, it looks like a breeze. So I am also excited for whenever this notebook has its time to shine. This next notebook is another one I believe I got from Kay's, $2. This one I think is, look, Target stores. This one I am thinking about using for the rest of this winter because it's kind of got those like nice wintry tones, like the light blues and purples, but it's still like really fun. So it's got this design on it, and then the cover, I think it used to like squish around and maybe like a hole got caught in it and it like the air made it dry down, but it's still nice and sparkly, so I really love it. There's this nice blue ribbon, or I guess purple blue, and then the lines are, you know, light gray. There's a solid one up top. There's a spot for you to put the date, and pretty white pages. I don't really care what color the pages are. I'm not super picky about that, but I do appreciate a nice like crisp white page. I also really appreciate the subtle lines that don't like stand out in your face, but you can still, you know, use them to keep your writing neat. So again, thinking about using this one, I think this is good like winter notebook because it has kind of wintry colors in it, but I also think it, you know, this takes me a while. It could be a good like transitioning into spring notebook because it also, you know, kind of has like flower colors on it, like bright pastels, which are pretty good for spring. So I'm excited to use this. If you have any feelings about which notebook you think I should use next, let me know. It'd be kind of exciting to have your input in the comments. All right, the next notebook I've had for a couple years now. It's time to shine, just hasn't quite come yet. Obviously it's a very like springy, summery journal. We've got lots of flowers, lots of birds. The only thing I don't like about this journal is the texture. It's kind of rough fabric, unfortunately. It has like a salmon inside page, nice white pages, gray lines, like a line for the date up top. And then there is a white ribbon page marker in here. I got this from a friend who had been praying for me, so I had the thought to use this for a prayer journal. I kind of think that's like all I could use it for, since I don't like the texture, because the prayer journal I don't use every single day and I don't like shove a bunch of stuff in it. I just really use it to write. So I think that that's what this will be used for eventually. Again, probably spring or summertime, though it could, you know, be all year. It doesn't have to be in the spring or the summer. So that is this one. Oh, I didn't look for a brand. I don't know that it has one in here, actually. So sorry about that. I don't know. But isn't that beautiful? I love it. All right, this next one has been in here for a couple of years now. I still want to use it. I really fell behind in journaling a couple years ago, and so I have a few notebooks that I have like set aside to go back in and like journal and scrapbook about those times that I was too busy to. So this is one of them. This one is a map of Paris. I got this one at a thrift store. Fringe Studio is the brand, 96 lined pages. It's got gilded edges, very, very pretty. And I want to use this for my trip to Europe that I went on last year. I took a travel journal to Europe and I actually ended up hating it, which was such a bummer because I really wanted to record for this trip, but it was ring bound and the pages like kept breaking on the rings. It was designed to be a travel journal, but it wasn't a very good travel journal, unfortunately. So I have kind of a bunch of stuff from my trip shoved in here. Really not that much, to be honest. Most of it is still, you know, shoved elsewhere, but lots of pretty stuff from that trip that I, you know, still want to write about. This also just has nice white lined pages. There's a little spot up top for you to put the date. And then the inside cover is this fun kind of like mint flowery lined design. So we'll see, maybe this year will be the year that I finally get back to this trip, to this ephemera that I have left behind. Next journal, I also thought about using pretty soon, because last January I used a notebook that was very similarly bound. I believe this is called glue binding. It says composition notebook at the top, though this is not what I would consider a composition notebook to be. And then it has like an aerial acrobat on the front with like this tie-dye design. I thought it was very cool, though you can kind of see the label like sticky residue left behind, so I'd probably cover it with some other stickers around that. It has very wide lines, a space for the date at the top. Like I said, I think this one's called glue binding, which I don't really love, but it's such a small notebook that when I used one very similar to this last year, I really, really enjoyed it. It didn't take me very long to use it at all. So I've also kind of thought about using this one, though I'm not feeling as drawn to it as I was last year. So maybe another time. This is another notebook I got kind of recently that I'm honestly surprised how excited I am to use it. Got this one at McKay's as well. It's a TikTok notebook, but it's just a plain black notebook, which are like the perfect candidates to just cover in stickers. It's got a double elastic closure, and I really love these because you can use one as the bookmark and then the other to keep the notebook closed. It also has 2 pin loops and a pin that it came with, though the pin loops are really way too tight. I don't think I'll end up using them. And then the inside is a more like yellow page, but like I said, I don't really mind that. It's kind of a solid line up top, so you could write the date up there. But no pocket in the back, unfortunately. But yeah, this is just like a nice plain notebook. There is a black ribbon. I really think that like black notebooks are very good to just have a blank slate, and you can basically make it whatever you want to make it. So I am excited to use this one. I've also thought about using this one next up. I think it could be a good, like I said, notebook just to make whatever I want it to be. This one I think I got for $2.50 at McKay's. This was a recent find, like I said. This next notebook my mom gave me. I think she got it somewhere and she wasn't gonna use it, and she knew that I use notebooks, so she passed it along to me. It's just got like a craft paper cardboard cover. I guess this is kind of in between yellow and white pages. Lines, date, page, so you could like number the page if you want to. This is just a single signature like sewn notebook. I've also thought this might be a good next journal to use. I'm currently using a Christmas journal, though the truth is I don't think that all of my like Christmassy things are going to fit into that. So I thought this could be a pretty good kind of neutral notebook to continue putting Christmas ephemera, writing about the holidays, XYZ. Yeah, I think this is a strong contender for the next journal that I use. This also probably wouldn't take very long, but again, it would be like a nice little spot to just wrap up holidays as I, you know, go forward into the year. So it looks like Fila is the brand. I've got a couple more of these just single signature like stitch bound notebooks. This one says Be Lovely and Kind. I've had this one for a few years. This one is also Brother Sister Design Studio, and it just has nice white pages with gray lines. And I've thought about using this as like a prayer journal. I've thought about using this as a morning pages notebook. I could also just use it as a regular notebook. This would be a great notebook for the spring. So yeah, I haven't really like been super, you know, convicted to use this yet, which is why it's still in my collection, but I really love it. I think it'll be a really nice notebook for whenever I need it and whatever I need it for. The next little single signature stitched down the middle notebook is this one. Kind of similar. It's got kind of the wood grain and the flowers, and then this has a Bible quote on it. Above all, love each other deeply, which I just love that. Got these pretty flowers on it. Paper Junkie is the brand. This one's a little bit smaller. Still got like nice wide lines. I think this would be a really nice little either gratitude journal, like I could like split the pages in half and do like a gratitude entry each day. I could use it for morning pages. I could use this one for a prayer journal, though I don't think I don't really think it's gonna last me very long for whatever I use it for. So that is this one. Really cute, really small, nice little notebook. All right, this next notebook I also got recently at McKay's. It is a Netflix notebook for the Stranger Things franchise. And I'm really hoping to use this whenever the final season of Stranger Things comes out. Also white pages, just gray lines. You know, it doesn't look like there's a ribbon notebook marker. I kind of wish there was. But I also thought this could be a good Halloween journal. I'm really hoping that the release of season 5 and Halloween will be kind of in the same time. I think this could be a really nice journal for Halloween. This one's like a nice like soft cover, but again still hard enough of a cover that I could like bring it around and have like a solid surface to write on. So I'm very excited to use this one. I think it'll be a really fun one. All right, this next journal I freaking love. I think it is so cool. And so I'm kind of hoarding it a little bit. I've gotten pretty good over the years at not like saving notebooks, but this one I'm like, it's so cool that I gotta use it for like a good time. I feel like for whatever reason, this would be a good like fall notebook. It kind of gives school vibes to me. We've got this first section that has a border, and then it has, you know, a little ink bottle down here. This middle section is lined with orange lines and then a pen in the corner. And then this final section is just blank with keys and glasses. And then I think the final page just has this little camera. And then it says, Hugo Guinness is a London-born, New York-based artist and illustrator known for his bold graphic black and white block prints. So it looks like it's basically like this artist designed this notebook and maybe he used like print blocks for it. I think that'd be pretty cool. So anyways, yeah, I just think this one is so cool. I think like fall would be a good time to use this. It kind of gives, you know, gray November, you know, orange, red, gray vibes. I love this one a lot. This next notebook is one that I had the plans of using for additional ephemera journaling. Like I said, it wasn't just the trip to Europe that I got behind on journaling. A couple years ago now, honestly, I was using the All Too Well Taylor Swift notebook, and I didn't get around to like journaling about a bunch of things, and I want to fill it up, but I don't think that all the memories will fit into that notebook. And then it's also like designed to look like a book, so if I put a bunch of like wrapping paper or like ephemera in it, it's going to bulk up, so it won't really look like a book anymore. So I was thinking about using this little notebook as like a continuation of that. It's basically the same color. It's by the brand Paper Destiny, and it is, again, a single signature stitch bound, and then it just has lines on it. I think this is a really beautiful little notebook. So again, who knows if I will ever get around to using this for the purpose that I, you know, have slated out for it, but it will get used eventually, whether it's for that or for something else. I really love this one. I think it's super pretty. All right, this is another journal that, again, I slated out for kind of catching up on ephemera, though the truth is, I'm not sure that like I would use all of this notebook if I used it for that purpose. So I don't know what I'll do. This one is just kind of like a nice, kind of soft cover notebook. It says Too Busy Chasing Stars. It's a Kelsey Ballerini like merch notebook. I did get it secondhand. I didn't buy this from the website. And there's like a brown page marker and just nice white paper with gray lines. Yeah, pretty simple little notebook. I think it's super cute. We'll see if I use it for that original purpose or if I use it for something else. This notebook is kind of unique to my stash. I don't have very many like single spiral notebooks I use as journals because I feel like the paper holes don't hold up as well. But I have this little notebook that is by Seasons. It's really small, 7 by 5 inches, and it has actually perforated pages. If I use this as a journal, I probably wouldn't like rip the pages out. It does have a little folder on the inside, and yeah, it's just very small. It kind of looks like there's like handmade paper with like pressed flowers in it or something. So it's kind of unlike all of the other journals I have in my collection, but I think it's cute and kind of unique. So we'll see if I use this for a normal journal at some point. It could be a good fall journal. It could be just a good anytime journal, or I could use it like topically. So like, I don't know, to record music I like, or like as a prayer journal or a gratitude journal. Like I said, like split the page in half and then do a couple days on each page. So again, I'm not exactly sure how I'll use this, but I will use it eventually. Now we're down to all my little notebooks. I don't have very many of these because I use them quite often. For math notes, for gratitude journals, I do like to use little notebooks for gratitude. I have this one that is just a super random, I actually think it might be handmade because it's stapled, and then it has this picture of children with glasses that look a little bit like they were edited on. It's not very big. It's got kind of gray blank pages. Like I said, I think someone may have like handmade this. And I think I'll use this one as a gratitude journal as well, though I might actually like chop off this extra centimeter here just so it's a bit more of a normal size, and then also so there's not just this awkward extra centimeter. It's not even in the back. So, you know, we'll see what I do with this. Looks like we got some red ink on it somewhere along the way. Yeah, that's this one. Next is this one that I've had for years because I love it so much. I think it's so cute, and I don't exactly know the perfect way to use it. Got it for 39 cents somewhere. This one is the brand Meridian Line. Be Dareful out there inside a bear. And then it is kind of grid pattern craft paper with a little arrow on the bottom. I think this one's so cute. I haven't really like felt the desire to gratitude journal it because I don't want to write over this adorable pages. So I've also thought about maybe I could put Polaroids in here. So maybe I'll do that someday. Right now I have all my Polaroids on display. So, you know, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure, but I just think that it is so cute. And it's not very big, so like it's okay for me to hang on to it. All right, next is another craft paper one. This one's actually a little moleskin. It's got a little folder back here, a little bit about moleskin, and then it's just blank pages, kind of cream colored, and then the second half of the signature, the pages are actually perforated so you can rip them out. So I could use this for mass notes, I could use this for gratitude journaling. I probably would use this more for mass notes than gratitude journaling because I like the muted vibes, a bit more natural. So yeah, I'll probably use that for gratitude journaling at some point. And then this notebook I got last year. I think it's super cute. I don't know what the brand is. Let's look in the back. Cavallini & Co., San Francisco. Love this one a lot. It's pretty big, pretty full. It doesn't look like anybody's used it. It's got graph paper on the inside, which isn't my favorite, but I think I can persevere because this cover is so freaking cute. It also looks like it's glue bound, which again isn't my favorite, but I think that I could use this as just like a daily gratitude journal and it won't be that big of a deal, just, you know, writing in it once a day. And I think it would last me a pretty good amount of time. So that is my little notebooks I have. And then I've got 3 more kind of special notebooks to show you that I wouldn't really consider my normal journals, but I have them kind of included here anyways. So the first one is this animal activity book. These are from the brand Color School, and my roommate brought them home from work. They just kind of had some of these sitting around. So this one's basically like a coloring book. There's also like some connect the dots. I think it's kind of like aimed towards kids. But yeah, it was kind of cute, kind of fun. And then I have a few of these that I actually could use as journals, but I'm not sure if I will because it's kind of weirdly sized for a normal journal. These are from Kohl's, and this one also is basically like you can color the front. It's got pockets in here. The pages are perforated. There's little designs at the bottom, again, if you want to color. And then there's a little divider in the center. So these are basically like the height of like a school like composition notebook, but they're the width of like a normal, I guess they're a little bit wider than like a smaller sized normal journal. I don't know journal sizes. I really should learn that for how long I've been journaling and had this channel. But yeah, I've also got a llama one as well. So that is my journal collection at the beginning of 2025. So those are all of my blank journals at the beginning of 2025. I'm very excited to work in these this year. I've kind of gotten past the point where I'm like looking for new notebooks at the store. I say that even though I actually bought a handful of these like a couple weeks ago. But I'm kind of content with what I have. I think if I stopped buying notebooks altogether, this would take me like 2 or 3 years to get through. It's not, in my opinion, that excessive. And also I get a lot of these secondhand, so I'm not spending that much money on them. But yeah, let me know which one you think I should use next. Which ones do you think I should use this year? Which ones are your favorite? Thanks so much for watching. If you want to see any of my other blank journal collections, I think I have a playlist. And if I don't, I'll make one and you can find those on my channel. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I hope you guys are having a great year so far. And also let me know if you're impacted by the like giant snowstorm that just went through. Thankfully in my area, it's not too bad though. I did get today off of work because of ice. So yeah. All right, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.